What is up, lads? It's CM9 here, and I don't know if you figured it out already, but we're in the Champions League next season. Let's go! That was so needed. That was so needed. 2-0 win over Wolves in the final Premier League game of the 1920 season. What a win. We needed it. I mean, we desperately needed it, right? We had to beat Wolves today to ensure that we get into the top four. We have finished fourth, though. Of course, Man United beat Leicester, so Man United have gone above us into third because of goal difference. But I'm not complaining. I don't give a crap. We are in the top four. We're in the Champions League. Frank Lampard, you absolute masterman. You know, he can do it as a midfielder. He can do it as a manager as well. Oh my days. Okay, so before we talk about this game, we have to commend Frank Lampard. Nobody knew how good Frank Lampard was going to be in his first season as Chelsea manager. You know, not very many people thought that he would actually finish in the top five, let alone the top four, right? Everyone thought that he was going to finish Chelsea in the top 10. You know, top half of the table. But you know something? We talk about the bad defending. We talk about all of this nonsense. Frank Lampard has got to be commended for a fabulous finish to a season. Top four finish. You can't argue with that, can you? What a fantastic inaugural season for Lampard as a manager. I'll tell you something. You know, we talk about all of these signings that we're making. You know, Lampard is in there. You know, he knows the setup now. He's got used to the ways of being a manager. I don't know if you heard that motorbike going past. But yeah, Lampard has figured out the team now. He's got ourselves into Europe for another season. At the top stage, we've got top quality signings coming in. Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, and, well, pending negotiations, Kai Havertz. But, you know, all we got to do is sort out that back line, sort out our goalkeeper position, and I'll tell you something, Frank Lampard is going to cane it next season. He's going to absolutely cane it. We are going to have some powerhouse next season. You know, every young player, every England youth player that has been playing for us this season has had a taste of what the Premier League is all about. Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Tomori. It's unfortunate that Tomori hasn't played enough games. But no, Loftus-Cheek. Look, all of these young players have had the experience now of a season. They finished fourth. And this was with a transfer ban. This was with a very, very lackluster squad. People had to rely on the youth. You know, this was a very undermined season, people would have thought. And for us to finish fourth in the Champions League positions, this is why we are Chelsea, lads. This is why, because we have the resilience. It doesn't really matter how bad our season is. We still managed to pull it through. And I tell you what, I'm so proud of our players today. And, well, I've been speaking for about 3 minutes and I haven't even spoken about the game yet. Okay, so 2-0 against Wolves. And United beat Leicester 1-0 at the King Power Stadium, which means Leicester have finished fifth and they're going to the Europa League. United and Chelsea are both going to the Champions League. So, today's game, it was a very, very, very interesting game, actually. We went with, let me have a look at the lineups. So, Lampard decided to go with Willy Caballero in goal. He dropped Kepa. Has Kepa played his final game for Chelsea in that Liverpool game? I don't think Kepa is going to be playing for Chelsea next season. I think he's going to be out the door. Because I tell you what, Lampard dropped him and played Caballero. And Caballero played so much more finesse. What's the word I'm looking for? He played a much better game than Kepa would have done. He made saves in that game that Kepa would have probably missed, let's be honest. But yeah, it was Caballero in goal. So yeah, Kepa probably not going to be playing for Chelsea again, let's be honest. Azpilicueta, Zuma and Rudiger at the back. So Lampard goes with a 3-man defence at the back. So 3 centre-backs. James and Alonso on the wings. Jorginho and Kovacic in the middle. Mason Mount, Giroud and Pulisic. Mason Mount and Giroud with the goals. Mason Mount. Can we talk about that free kick? Oh, man. That was a beauty. An absolute beauty. If you remember, there was a video clip of Mason Mount. I do believe he was about 13 years of age, maybe younger. talking to us all about how to take a free kick. You know, he manages to waltz the ball into the bottom corner. It was almost as if he was trying to prove a point. And then we go maybe a few years later and he's doing that all-important free kick and scoring a goal for Chelsea. Well, what does that tell you, eh? What does that tell you? Unbelievable goal. And I'll tell you something, Mason Mount, next season, he is going to be an absolute gem. I do believe that. I mean, he has to work hard. He has to work really, really hard now to really show Lampard that he really does deserve to be that number 8 for Chelsea next season. I really hope. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe. Who's number 8 for Chelsea right now? Is it Ross Barkley's number 8 for Chelsea, isn't he? I don't know. You know, I would love to see Mason Mount take the number 8 shirt because I'm not really too sure about Ross Barkley at the moment. Is he gonna stay at Chelsea next season, Ross Barkley? I don't know. But what if Mason Mount took that number 8 jersey and just gave it to him? Here you go, have the number 8. Do your bits for Chelsea next season. Oh, that would be amazing. But yeah, so then Giroud later on, about 5 to 10 minutes later, gets number 2. Bit of a scrappy movement up the pitch. I mean, Pulisic tried to get through and then he's just sort of bundled over and then the ball got to Giroud. I don't know how he manages to get it, but he gets past the goalkeeper and then he just, you know, empty net, slaps it straight in. But the first half was actually quite slow to begin with. I think it was all about the possession game. And Wolves were set up very, very well, I think, in the first half because Wolves have a knack of shutting down the wingers. You know, when you got Reece James on one side, you've got Marcus Alonso on the other side, Mason Mount, Pulisic coming in at you from the wings. Wolves were set up really nicely. And I thought the first, well, up until Mason Mount scored anyway, Wolves just looked very tidy in the way that they were handling us. I mean, Pulisic didn't really get into the game. He didn't really shine as well as he has done in previous games. But, you know, he has to be commended for the goal for Giroud. I have to be honest. But he wasn't as fluid as what he has been in previous games. And I think that's the reason why that is because I think Wolves had his number all the time. Wolves are very, very good defensively. And they are very well set up. But the problem is, they didn't really attack us very well. They were very poor in attack. I mean, yeah, it's great that you can defend, but if you can't attack, and you can't get the goal that you need, you know, you're not going to get very far with that. So, well, it's not like I'm complaining about that, because, well, you know, in order for Wolves to frighten us, and to terrify us, and to really force us into trying to get a goal and trying to take control of the game, you need to be up front to get the goals. I mean, who was up front for Wolves? Neto, Jimenez, and Diego Jota. If you look at that on paper, that is a very strong lineup for Wolves. But they rarely threatened, I felt. They hardly did anything, to be honest. And I think that's the whole idea of having a back three. Having a back three for us is more solid than having a back four, because you've got 2 centre-backs that having to rely on set pieces alone. If you've got 3 centre-backs dealing with set pieces and crosses, you've got more protection at the back. You know, you've got an extra man to head that ball out. I think a 3-man centre-back trio with 2 wingers in James and Alonso, you know, it gives us a bit more protection, but it also gives us that movement forward. And Reece James is pretty quick. He can get back, and so can Alonso. Marcus Alonso had a fantastic game. He had a wonderful game. When Traore came on for Wolves in the second half, I was quite worried about him because I thought that he would control that midfield, use that pace and find pockets and go onto the sides and all that side over there. And I honestly thought that he would actually control the game. But I have to say, our defending was absolutely top-notch. Kurt Zouma had an absolute blinder of a game. And Azpilicueta, despite a couple of mishaps, he did actually have a good game as well. Everybody at the back was fantastic. Willy Caballero. It just goes to show you that he's more... You know, he's a free transfer and he's like, 39 years old, and he can do better in goal than a guy who just slips the ball through his fingers. And how much did he cost? Like 70 million. Oh, well then, that was a waste of 70 million pounds, wasn't it? But no, honestly, I thought everybody played well. Kovacic's defensive duties as well was excellent. Kovacic was fabulous. I loved Kovacic today. He did his part. Defensive duties. I mean, even if we don't have Kante in the middle, Kovacic has got, like, how do you describe Kovacic? Like, he moves forward with the ball, but he can also protect the defenders, and he's like, you know, he's able to just hold the ball, take the ball, break up the attack from the opposition, and then just move the ball forward. He can get it from the back, and then he can just completely run. He's a box-to-box midfielder, I think. I think he definitely proved that he can be that. He's a box-to-box midfielder that can create, and that can be that, he can be that utility. And then you've got Jorginho as well, who can just be there if need be. You know, just pass the ball to him if he's in space. I mean, that possession game in the first half was completely dominant. Wolves could not do anything in their own half. I mean, yeah, you've got protection. Yeah, you can defend well. But I mean, if you can't get out of your own half, and we've got us dominating the game, I mean, it's only a matter of time before we get that goal. Second half, it was pretty much the same, but I think we didn't really need to score a second goal. I mean, if we would have scored a third goal in that second half, that would have really cemented it. That would have really just killed it off completely. That would have been it, really. Man United, though, in the other game against Leicester at the King Power, well, of course they'd have to score from a penalty, wouldn't they, with Fernandes. You know, I think Man United have scored more penalties in the Premier League than anybody else. You know, especially when they got VAR on their side, you know. Yeah, how much did Man United pay VAR to be on their side? Just saying. You know, VAR Chester United and all that. VAR Chester United. And well, anyway. But no, to summarise today's game, it was a much needed victory today. I mean, I'm so pleased that it was never in doubt, right? It was never in doubt. We were at home. We got the crowd behind us. I mean, technically they weren't there because, well, for obvious reasons, you know, if you don't know what's going on in the world and you've been living under a rock. But, you know, the truth is, we've got the spirit behind us. You know, Chelsea have got us fans in spirit. And you know what? We did it. We did it today. And I'm so bloody proud of them. You know, that we've had our ups, we've had our downs, we've had terrible games. We've had really, really bad games this season. But I'm glad that, you know, we've been able to finish the season on a high. We got the 2-0 victory that was needed to get into the Champions League. I don't even care about Man United finishing above us. Yeah, okay, they were down the bottom for most of the season, and we were up there. And then Man United suddenly, somehow, got their confidence back, and suddenly, somehow, miraculously, were able to finish above us in the Premier League table. But I don't even care. I really don't care. Do you know what I care about? I care about being in the top 4 and being in the Champions League. It could have been a lot worse. You know, if Wolves had come out of their shell and scored a goal and really worried us, would have been 1-0 down and then would have been chasing the game. And that would have been problematic for us. So, yeah, I'm really glad that we were able to get the job done. I mean, if we would have lost, let's say if we would have lost and Man United would have won, technically we would have still gotten in the Champions League because Leicester didn't get any points. I think. But, no, honestly, no, I wanted to see us win, and that's exactly what we did. Mason Mount, what a free kick. Just pinpoint accuracy. Just, it arrowed into the bottom corner. What a player. And he had a fabulous performance as well, Mason Mount. You've got to hand it to him. And Olivier Giroud, well, what can I say about Olivier Giroud? He just absolutely killed it with that goal. And do you know what? I honestly really hope that he stays. I really like Giroud. I really do. And the reason I like Giroud is because I said it before. He wants the youth prodigies at Chelsea to succeed. And he's that guy that gives them guidance. You know, he's very, very passionate. He's been there. He's worked with young players in the past. Remember when he was at Arsenal, right? And Arsenal were bringing up young talent, you know, when they were, I mean, yeah, okay, Arsenal were not very good back then. But I mean, at the end of the day, Giroud was that guy that was able to just be that glue to hold everybody together and just to keep them, you know, ticking over, keep them motivated, keep them fresh, you know, keep them wanting to get results. That was fantastic. And then later on in the game, Lampard made substitutions, so we ended up with Pulisic, Giroud, Mount, Jorginho, Kovacic. They all came off. And then Pedro, final game for Chelsea. Good luck at Roma. I'm going to miss him. Tammy Abraham, Ross Barkley, Loftus-Cheek and Hudson-Odoi. So pretty much the academy ended the season. Pretty much everybody came on. The academy just ended the season on a real high. And what can I say? It's been an absolute... Well, it was a great end to the season. You know, we can talk about the blemishes and the bad defending and you know, Lampard getting it wrong on certain key points of the season. But what it all comes down to, what we have to understand, is that this is Lampard's first season and he's finished fourth. Fourth in his first season as Chelsea manager. Imagine what he could be capable of doing if all of the players that we've signed so far come in. We get our defending sorted out. We get our new goalkeeper in. We buy some defenders. We've got Champions League attraction, you know, for these top quality players now. So if, you know, Chelsea players will be looking at us thinking, oh, you know, they got Champions League football. You know, I'd like to be part of this project. If we can sort our backline, if we can sort our goalkeepers, I tell you what, Lampard is going to have some team, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait for these young players to have all that experience in that first season to gel with the quality that we're going to have next season. And I tell you what, we're going to be some powerhouse. It's like exactly what I talk about in terms of the London Spitfire. You know, you won't know anything about this, but when I talk about the London Spitfire in my Overwatch League videos, I talk about the fact that they're a rookie team and they're being coached under top quality coaches. And, you know, they have all the experience. They may lose a few games, but they've got the experience and they're going to keep going and going and going until they finally become an absolute powerhouse. And next season, they're going to be so much of a better team than they were. This season was an experience. Next season is where they really show it. That's exactly what I can say the same about Chelsea. I honestly believe this is a real fundamental time now to be able to really show that we are definitely going to be making it among the big guys. You know, we haven't won the Premier League. You know, we've got the FA Cup final to come next against Arsenal next week. And then we start the Champions League, I think, against Bayern Munich. I like to think that's a glorified friendly, to be honest. I don't think we're going to get anything out of that. Unless Frank Lampard somehow creates some kind of masterclass and then suddenly manages to win 4-0. I mean, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm going to just call that game against Bayern Munich in the Champions League in Germany as a glorified friendly, let's be honest. And then the FA Cup against Arsenal. That's pretty much it. Now, you're going to have to stay tuned at some point because I'm going to have to make a video that isn't Chelsea or London Spitfire related. I'm going to have to talk about what is the future for this channel. Because there's a lot to say. There's a lot to talk about. And there's something I need to bring to the table. And whether you decide to go with it or not, it's entirely up to you. I'm not going to pressure you into sticking around for that. But if you're willing to stick around and support me, whatever I do, then I'm extremely thankful for you. You know, it's you guys that really do spearhead me into making these videos. And you give me a lot of confidence. And I'm, you know, for those of you that have been sending me comments in the video, sending me comments down below in every video that I've uploaded, I am extremely thankful for all the positivity that you've given me over the course of the season. So, yeah, that's going to be it for today. I'm absolutely proud of the players today. I'm so happy that we've been able to masterclass our forge into the Champions League next season. And honestly, unlucky for Leicester though. You know, Leicester are a good side. You know, Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. If you're a Leicester City fan watching this, you know, commiserations to you guys. You know, you're a really good side, and I really, really hope that next season you can still be the same intimidating side that you have been over the course of a few seasons ago. So I really like Leicester as a club. I like how they're managed. I like how they do things at their club. It's really, really unlucky that you weren't able to get Champions League football, but I really commend your effort, and I really, really hope that you continue to be the powerhouse that you have been. So there you go. And of course, United and Chelsea are in the Champions League, so I'm happy with that. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Check out all of my social media links in the description box down below. Let me know what you thought of today's game in the comments below. And if you want to go ahead and follow me on my other channel, Chris Smarter Games, I do all sorts of gaming there, most notably Overwatch, but I do other bits and pieces as well. Then go and follow me and show some support over there. And yeah, I'll be here once again for another video next week when we go and face Arsenal in the FA Cup final, and of course the Spitfire taking on the Spark in the Overwatch League. So I'll be doing videos for that next week. And yes, thank you very much for watching, guys. Come on, Chelsea, we're in the Champions League. Let's go. Until the next video, I shall see you later. Peace.